Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, and we've got a bingo. That's right, a 2-4 Tayshia Tuesday. More Tayshia content. This podcaster said that Tayshia was brutal. He said it was the worst celebrity he met this year. Listen, I'm going to defend Tayshia. I'm currently Tayshia's social attorney in this sense, where we talk about, does this guy have a point? Does this guy, podcaster, have a point? Why was Tayshia mean to him? Did he threaten her? Was he obnoxious? Did he violate her personal space? We'll get into all of that. But whenever I hear someone say, oh, a celebrity is a jerk, X, Y, and Z, I always push back. You guys know, obviously, there's people that think I don't like Tayshia. That's not the case at all. I've just been tough on her for taking out a PPP loan that wasn't for the purpose of the loan. You know, we consider that fraud where I come from. But anyhow, folks, I still like Tayshia as a person. I still wish her and Zach well. I think she's beautiful, and I think she is a asset to Bachelor Nation. And some are even rumoring she may be in the running for the next Bachelorette. We don't know. It's a long way away. Whether she's in the running for the next Bachelorette or whether she may or may not be getting back with Zach, you can check out the last videos we made back with Zach, and of course the video you just watched, which was Hatgate, wearing Zach's hat. So we'll get into all that, but first, here we have the behind the scenes celebrity encounters, Dax and Adam's podcast, Hollywood Raw podcast. Now, right before I play this, I just Googled these guys because I don't really know them. They have a podcast where they talk about celebrities, but what you realize is they're paparazzi. Now, yeah, they worked at TMZ, the 30-mile zone. It's the area around LA where they, essentially harass celebrities, and celebrities are nice to TMZ because you kind of have to be. You have to be nice to these people. You got to give them a shot, then you go on with their day. But they're not like friends. When you hear like, oh, so-and-so thinks Tayshia's rude, you go, oh, what were were you a fan? If you're a fan and you meet someone at a Starbucks and they're rude to you, by all means, slam them, whatever, even though it's like, it's their personal time. But if you're a paparazzi or someone who's like kind of working on, taking from these people, like these guys pay their bills by taking from them. Now, I understand there might be some hypocrisy. I'm making content about Tayshia. I'm not at an airport bothering her. By all means, the hardest part about living in LA is wondering if I'm going to go run into people and be like, oh, I don't want them to think they have to talk to me. I've run into people here in Los Angeles, and the last thing I want my channel to be is purely getting, a quote or a soundbite out of them. We're here to kind of break down what actually is going on. Again, and I don't say that to make it sound like my channel's any higher brow than others. But let's just have a listen to what he has to say and see if his story of Tayshia has any weight, or if he's just, or if Tayshia's kind of mischaracterized here.
Least favorite encounter of the year was with Tayshia Adams from the Bachelorette and the Bachelor. Oh my God, brutal!
I don't think I know
Not
this.
Cool, man.
You haven't told me this story.
So Tayshia Adams, I thought would be very nice. So it'd be very cool. Obviously, I had a friend who worked with her when she was doing like promo modeling for a little bit, and said she was super nice. And I was at the airport.
Now, is this in the
Okay, so he has a friend who says she was nice. So she has some benefit of the doubt here that she is nice.
Was her season airing at this moment, or give me the timeline
this
of
was after
where her season was.
So this is after she's out dating the guy Zach, and
by the way, when they say they're at the airport, they don't go to the airport because they're flying. They go to the airport so that they can catch celebrities. That's what happens. I remember coming off of a plane at an airport, and some paparazzi came up to me and my fiance. Now, clearly, they were like, is this a low-rent Dax Shepard? What is this? Bradley Cooper when he didn't have money? Like, what's going on here? But they were there because they knew that that paparazzi from New York had phoned them to say, hey, I don't know who's Tony Braxton. I don't know. Someone's on the flight. I don't think she would have paparazzi following her, but
she was out dating the guy Zach, and I ran into her. I was at the airport for someone, and she was on the flight with Keegan-Michael Key. And I was there for Keegan-Michael Key, who is one of the nicest people out there. Like, such a cool.
So he says he was there for Keegan-Michael Key, not a friend or a partner. He was there to get an interview of him.
Dude, such a good guy. Nice, good to the fans, just a good person. And I got Keegan, and Keegan was so cool, so nice, fun, cool. And he watched me go up to her with the camera and try to talk to her. And she could not been worse.
So Keegan-Michael Key is a nice guy. Well, here's what we have to understand. When a white guy, by the way, I don't know if this is Dax or I'm guessing this is Adam. Let's just go to their Instagrams here. Here's a Hollywood Draw podcast. And again, this might sound a little like tic-tacky, but this is... Sorry about that audio right there, folks. This is Adam. He's a paparazzi. He goes up to people with his camera and gets interviews. So here's an interview of him, Adam, saying, caught up with the notorious MMA on the streets of New York City. Of course, that's Conor McGregor. You didn't catch up with him. He was walking. Okay, just watch.
My dude. Good to see you, homie. Good to see you. How you feeling, bud? Hey, man, how are you?
But this is so prevalent in LA, like caught up with, just a word choice, caught up with. And again, these guys might be nice guys. They're providing for their family. I think paparazzi, they're a type of journalism. Once in a while, they'll catch actual stories and hold people accountable and all that. Absolutely. But these aren't guys that are friends with Floyd Mayweather. These are guys, like, they're at fan signings. They're at, like he's, Megan Fox here. God bless Megan Fox. She's just, playing the game where she's got to be nice to people because if she doesn't look nice, then they're on a podcast slandering her. You know what I mean? So I understand he's got the right to go up to these people, but like, trust me, Oprah's not in his Rolodex. All right. So again, this is what you get. This is what you get out there. Listen, I wouldn't be caught dead, and you can, prove me wrong. Go through my Instagram. I wouldn't be caught dead going up to a celebrity to get a photo with them to pretend like I'm sort of in with these people. They're just doing their job, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm not bashing him. I get that it's like a livelihood, and I get what he's doing. It's just kind of like, when he's, so for him to go up to Keegan-Michael Key and be like, he was cool about it. Yeah, he's about 6'3", and you're a guy going up to him, but to go up to somebody in any scenario that's public with a camera on them, talk about having your limbic systems flared. And maybe this guy can't understand. You'd think he would because he does this for a living. Understand how violated women might feel having a strange guy go up to them with a camera just to be like, like your immediate response might to be an a-hole. That might be your, like Tayshia, for all we know, was in survival mode. It
was absolutely terrible. Her and the guy were absolute assholes to me. I tried talking to them off camera. They were dicks. They were terrible, like not nice, not cool. And it's crazy how nasty
funny?
They were.
Where'd the rest of it go? I just lost it. What just happened here? Did we freeze here? What the heck just happened here? 28-minute mark. Let's try to go pick that up. I don't know. It just kind of reset to 0 for no reasons here. Sorry about that, folks.
And I ran into it. I was at the airport for someone, and I got were absolute assholes to me. I tried talking to them off camera. They were dicks. They were terrible, like not nice, not cool. And it's crazy how nasty they were.
We've talked about this a lot, though. We've talked about how a lot of reality stars and people that have gotten famous quickly are not kind, or like they think they're bigger than they are, if that makes sense.
Well, it's crazy. Yeah.
And they don't always treat the paparazzi or fans or anyone nice because it's just like, I don't know, but then you talk to the biggest stars.
All right, so paparazzi and fans are two different people. So by not treating paparazzi nice, the paparazzi are there to take from the celebrity, whereas the fan is there because they enjoy what that person does. You need your fan base. You're nothing without your fan base. You don't necessarily need paparazzi. Now, the paparazzi, sometimes, you might call the paparazzi, looking at you, Dale Moss. You might call the paparazzi and say, hey, I'm leaving at Gelson's with my new date. You might want to get this video, and you work with them. And I understand you can't take the good without the bad. It all comes hand in hand. But he kind of had a point there, but he lost it. The point was that new celebrities, like people with new money, new celebrities don't know how to handle paparazzi the way people that have interacted with celebrities for years would know how to interact. It doesn't mean that Tayshia thinks she's better than, but it means that she's probably in a scenario where she's not used to men with cameras coming up to her, and that might be highly triggering and just very much like a fight or flight mode.
The world, who are the kindest people to photographers or anyone, like Brad Pitt. I've never seen a bad interaction with Brad Pitt or with Angelina Jolie or Jen Aniston. There's certain people that they've just become so big that they're used to it, where reality stars or people that have become famous quickly are just like, I'm too big for this. I don't want to be chased down, or I don't want to talk to someone, or I don't want this fan near me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, she was. It's funny because Keegan-Michael Key saw the incident and he was like, "Whoa!" Like he was like, "What the hell?" And we started talking about it. He was like, "Dude, that's kind of weird." I was like, "Dude, I thought this girl would be loving it, but she couldn't have been any nastier." I tried to like shake their hand afterwards, and they were like, basically, like, "Get the fuck away!" Like they were so nasty.
Pandemic.
And Keegan-Michael Key saw it go down. He's like, "Dude, that's such a shame. Like these are the people that actually kind of should be embracing it and needing it." And then it's funny because then I ran into her maybe a few months later, 2 months later with Caitlin Bristow. I ran into Tayshia and Caitlin Bristow, and Caitlin was super nice, and Tayshia was taken back because Caitlin was so nice to me, and Tayshia was trying to be a little bit nicer, but she was so confused and weirded out by the situation. But Caitlin was very nice to me, and I appreciated that. But Tayshia was so nasty. And then it's funny because, you know, a few weeks later, Tayshia is doing setup shots for paparazzi. 1,000 and 2,000 press. She's doing setup shots with a photographer. I was like, okay, now you need us, okay? And she's doing setup shots with paparazzi. And now I can't even get a photographer. If I have a tip on her, I can't even get a photographer to across the street to shoot her. So shit sucks, Tayshia.
Yikes. So he says, if I have a tip on her, I can't get a photographer to cross the street to shoot her. I think he's implying that her fame's kind of dwindled.
You know, and I hope we get nicer.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I had any bad interactions this year.
So the other guy says, I don't have any bad interactions, which makes you wonder, like maybe it's the guy's methodology there. So let's go to the Reddit. You guys had some great points. I hate when people can't be specific. Like, what exactly did they say to you? Because was she rude or was she reacting in response to how you approached her? Exactly. He said he approached them filming them, I guess. So now I'm wondering, was their reaction just annoyance with being filmed without their permission? He says they were rude off camera as well, but at that point, he had already approached them in an uncomfortable manner. They're paparazzi. Maybe they didn't want them prying into their personal business. So I don't even remember Zach being a part of this. I listened and I think his take was a bit unfair. He approached Tayshia with a camera at the airport. Tayshia is not obligated to be nice to someone bothering her. I wish he gave more detail on what Tayshia actually said instead of just calling the interaction nasty. Again, this is why I can't be famous. Every time I read Demois or other encounters of celebrities being nice or sweethearts, it's usually an interaction when a fan invades their personal space, asks, demands a photo, help, wants to talk with them for hours, and the celeb obliges with a smile on their face. Like, sorry, but it sounds more like people call people nice when they accommodate an interaction. Not all the time is someone interested in interacting with strangers, especially since the minute you aren't anything but chipper, you get called out on podcast TikTok for it. So we have to remember this. You know, you can read these comments all day long. We have to remember this. People are humans. Tayshia, she requires energy to be absorbed in her body so that she can then give it back out. So she might be off of a long, stressful day and some guy goes up to her with a camera. We need to have grace. Now, I understand it's the guy's business model, but I mean, you know, one look at his Instagram and you realize the whole thing is curated to just get photos and shots of celebrities. And then, but then, you know, you see people like Justin Bieber, and these other celebrities who just are being hounded their whole entire lives for people that want a photo with you. They want to take from you. And like how, again, it's a business model. I get it. But let me tell you something. Jerry Seinfeld doesn't want to have to take this photo. He doesn't want to have to take this photo. You know what I mean? He's got his hands behind his back. He's kind of like, please, God, if I just take this, will the guy go away? It's insatiable. And if you take a photo with one person, then you draw some sort of scene to you, and then the next person, oh, Tayshia's taking photos with everyone. Come on, the last guy got one. And then next thing you know, you're Greg Grippo, 2 a.m. at a bar, and you can't have a conversation with your friends. And the most common retort people have is, well, you shouldn't have signed up for it. And it's like, we're all humans, folks. We're all humans. So Tayshia, was she brutal? Methinks she was not brutal. I think Tayshia's probably quite nice and fair to people when they're fair to her. And karma works that way. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Call the voicemail line 401-213-9828. More content coming your way a little bit. Join the Patreon if you want to watch the behind the scenes making of this video. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll see you in a little bit.